Good morning, good afternoon, good night, depending on which part of the world you're listening in from. I'm Myrna Loy from Blackbright News, and today I'm asking a very serious question. Does cancer have an address? And the reason why I say that is because it seems to be indiscriminatory. Now, I've always said that I believe that cancer stems from stress, and I still believe that to be the case, and someone sent me a video that supports that thesis because yes, it does happen in some cases genetically, but the majority of people who are cancer ridden or who all of a sudden have cancer have something in common. They were all stressed about something. And yeah, it's a culmination of acidity. They reckon that, if your body is acidic, that can happen if you drink too much. It can happen if you have too much, anything that's too acidic. And what happens is it allows the cancer cells to grow. Also, if you don't sleep enough, your body doesn't get a chance to heal. If you're constipated, you're keeping all those toxins in your body, and that's another breathing ground for cancer. And so all of those things, they do make the body stressed. And when I'm saying, people cannot underestimate what stress does to the body and how it is a battleground for cancer. And I'm going to show you this video. It's quite a long video, but I'm only going to show you the part where he's talking about emotional stress, just to see if you can identify with it. It's sad that, people who already have cancer, there's not much you can do about it. But for those of you who want to prevent getting it, because, they've got so much medication out there and there's so much alternative medicines. But if you're not preventing it from happening in the first place, there's no point trying to prevent it from happening after you've got it, because it's a one-way street, and they can defer it and they can put it in remission, but they can't cure it once it's in there. So the best thing to do is to try your best not to get it in the first place. So I'm going to show you just the part about emotional stress, because that is the part we find difficult to control. We can control our eating habits so that we're not constipated, and it's not good to keep taking those laxatives. We can also control how much we sleep, and we can also control, what was the third thing I said? Lack of sleep, constipation, and acidic. Yeah, that's what I did say, acidic, didn't I? Yeah, we can control what we eat. So anyway, let me show you this.
Sleep is built into our bodies as a product of nature. If we don't have the right sleep, we have complications. And that's another commonality we've seen. The fourth one is emotional stress. And I'm big on this. I keep telling people the beauty in this data is almost every one of these cancer patients. I asked them one question: what was going on in your life 6 months to a year, maybe even 2 years before the cancer hit you? Because cancer just doesn't grow overnight. It's happening in your body 6 months to a year, or maybe more in your body. And I get one answer. Ask everyone, what was going on in your life 6 months to 1 year before you had cancer? And 97% of them can relate
97%.
to extreme emotional stress. I'm not talking about day-to-day stress. All of us have that. I'm not saying that if I'm stressed today, I'm going to get a cancer tomorrow. I'm talking about chronic emotional stress. And each one of these people could point out that stress factor in their life. Examples: for some of them it was a divorce, for some of them it was the loss of a loved one, the loss of a child, the loss of a parent, where they just can't get over that stress, and that stress eats into them. Some of them it was property issues, some of them financial issues, some of them extreme self-esteem, self-confidence issues. It's beautiful, sad, but beautiful when you see that connection of emotional stress and triggers to the cause of disease. And no matter what anyone says in the medical world about emotional stress, you know it yourself for sure. There's no one investing money in studying this further. And they're not interested. Where's the money if you find that the outcome of this research is true, that emotions have an impact on your disease? There's no money to be made by anyone. Which is why the things that really work in this world will never be researched. There will be no government funding, there will be no private funding for things like this, unless you find someone who's willing to put that kind of money without expecting it back, without expecting profits. And then, but you have enough of people probably watching this video right now in the world who will state that when they changed their emotions, their cancer went away. When they changed their emotions, they got stronger and they healed their diabetes, their arthritis, whatever disease it is. These are the four main commonalities that we've seen in almost every cancer case. And the last one right now, can you just be happy right now? No. You need a happy...
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I was saying. The four things he was talking about is like what I said: the acidity in your body, lack of sleep, emotional stress, and I always forget, lack of sleep, and constipation. Those are the things that are a breeding ground, or whatever you want to call it, for cancer. So I hope that for those of you who are worried about anything at all, to either see a counsellor, to whether it's to write it out and get it out of your system so that you're not stressing about it. Like he said, you know, you could have lost a loved one, you could be on your own, you could be feeling lonely, and it's affecting the way you think. Try to do something about that, because cancer cannot just, you know, just be wiping out so many people all of a sudden. And what is the common denominator with all these cancer patients, you know, over the years? It's stress. You know what I mean? It's stress. So please do try to de-stress in whichever way you can, whether it's yoga, whether it's meditation. Sometimes it's difficult to meditate when you've got a lot of things going in your mind. So try to do something to distract yourself. Go swimming, anything, because we've got to stop this cancer from killing our loved ones. And it's indiscriminate. And when you think that we can control it, that's the liberating thing. It doesn't have to get you. And isn't that beautiful? It doesn't have to get you. It doesn't have to get members of your family. If you're eating right, you're resting right, and you are not stressing about things you cannot change. And that's all for now. Bye-bye.